The man says these 5 things to you. Don't explain, don't argue, don't wait, just walk away. Your peace is more powerful than his potential. Not every red flag waves in the wind. Some are spoken in whispers, jokes, and half-truths. Words reveal mindsets, intentions, and sometimes deep-rooted manipulation. Whether you're dating, married, or considering a relationship, pay attention to what a man says, because his words are the clearest window into his soul. If he says these 5 things, it's not your job to fix him. It's your responsibility to protect yourself. Here's why walking away might be the most powerful decision you ever make. Number 1, you're too sensitive. At first glance, this might seem like an offhand comment, maybe even something said in the heat of the moment. But don't overlook it. When a man says you're too sensitive, he's not just offering an opinion, he's making a statement about how little he values your emotions. This phrase is often used to deflect blame, invalidate your feelings, and shift the focus away from his own behavior. This isn't just about one isolated disagreement, it's about a pattern. When someone constantly calls you too sensitive, they are subtly training you to second-guess your instincts. Over time, you may begin to suppress your feelings, to doubt your perception, or even to apologize for reacting to something that genuinely hurt you. This is gaslighting, a psychological manipulation tactic that makes you question your reality in order to avoid accountability. But here's the truth. Your feelings are valid. If something hurts you, it's not up for debate. A healthy man, one who truly respects and cares for you, won't try to correct your emotional responses. Instead, he'll lean in and ask questions. He'll say, "Help me understand what you're feeling." Or, "I didn't realize that hurt you. Thank you for telling me." He will see your emotions not as an inconvenience, but as a window into your soul. When a man labels you as too sensitive, what he's often doing is deflecting responsibility. Maybe he made a harsh comment, broke a boundary, or dismissed something important to you. Rather than reflecting on his actions, he flips the script and puts you on trial for feeling too much. This is emotional immaturity at best and emotional abuse at worst. Let's be clear. Sensitivity is not weakness, it is strength. It means you are emotionally intelligent, self-aware, and in tune with yourself. It means you notice things, pick up on energy, and value depth. The right man will see that as a blessing, not a burden. And no, you're not asking for too much, you're asking the wrong person. So if a man frequently says things like, "You're too sensitive," take it as a red flag, not a personality critique. Because here's the deal. You can't build a healthy, lasting relationship with someone who refuses to honor how you feel. Emotional safety is the foundation of love. Without it, all the charm, chemistry, or shared history doesn't matter. You deserve a partner who doesn't make you feel like you're too much, but who thanks God every day that you are exactly as you are. Number 2, my ex was crazy. When a man repeatedly refers to his ex as crazy, it's not just a red flag, it's a flashing neon warning. At first, you might feel sympathy for him. You may think, wow, he's been through so much, poor guy. But before you allow your empathy to override your discernment, stop and examine what he's really saying. If every woman he dated before you was crazy, there's a strong possibility that he was the problem all along. When a man paints every ex as irrational, unstable, or toxic, and takes no personal responsibility for any part of those relationships, he's revealing more about himself than he is about them. Why do some men use this phrase so freely? It's often a manipulation tactic. By portraying his ex as emotionally unstable, he sets a narrative. Don't question me like she did. Don't act like her. Don't push boundaries, or I'll label you the same way. It's a subtle form of control disguised as a casual conversation. The message is clear: behave or be branded. This narrative also wins him instant sympathy and positions him as the victim. You may feel inclined to prove you're not like those other women, and suddenly you're working overtime to be the calm, understanding, low-maintenance partner. But in trying not to be crazy, you may end up tolerating neglect, disrespect, or mistreatment, all to avoid being added to his list of difficult women. And here's something even more dangerous. This phrase is often used to isolate you emotionally. If he can convince you that his ex was a manipulative liar or mentally unstable, then he can also discredit anyone else who might later try to warn you about him. Oh, don't listen to her, she's just my crazy ex. It's a clever way to cut you off from outside perspectives, especially the ones that might expose his true pattern. A mature, emotionally intelligent man will speak about his past with honesty, humility, and balance. He might say, we had our differences, or we weren't a good match. He'll acknowledge his part in what went wrong. He won't smear someone else just to gain your trust. Remember this: how a man talks about his ex is how he'll one day talk about you. If he has no respect for her, he won't have lasting respect for you either, especially when the relationship hits rough patches. So when a man tells you all his exes were crazy, don't try to prove you're different. Instead, ask yourself, why does he keep attracting or creating chaos? And more importantly, do I want to be next on that list? Protect your peace, believe patterns, not promises. Number 3, you'll never find someone like me. At first, this phrase might sound like confidence, maybe even romantic. It seems like something a bold man says when he believes he's a catch. But listen carefully. When a man says, you'll never find someone like me, what he's often really doing is issuing a warning disguised as a compliment. It's not about love. It's about control. This statement is emotional manipulation in disguise. It's an attempt to create doubt in your mind. It's meant to make you question your worth and your ability to find love again if you ever walk away. It sends the message, I'm the best you'll ever get, so don't even think about leaving. But here's the truth. You're not afraid of losing him. He's afraid of losing the power he holds over you. When someone genuinely believes in their value, they don't need to threaten or guilt you into staying. A secure, emotionally healthy man will never need to belittle your future options or make you feel like he's irreplaceable. Love based on fear of being alone, of never finding better, is not love, it's bondage. Let's be honest, sometimes these words come out right when you start setting boundaries. The moment you say, this isn't working for me, or I deserve more, that's when he drops the line, you'll never find someone like me. Why? Because now you're stepping into your power and he feels the grip slipping. But here's something to think about. He's right. You won't find someone like him. And the blessing. You won't find someone who gaslights your emotions, makes you feel small to feel big, or dangles his presence over your head like a threat. You won't find someone who needs to convince you of his value instead of showing it. You won't find someone who forces your heart into a cage just to prove he owns the key. Real love is not found in ultimatums, it's found in mutual respect, security, and peace. A man who is truly valuable doesn't need to say it. He shows it through his actions, his consistency, and his character. He'll say, if I'm not what you need, I want you to be happy. That's strength. That's real confidence. So if someone ever says to you, you'll never find someone like me, let that be your cue to say, good, I wasn't looking for someone like you. I was looking for someone better. Walk away with your head held high, knowing that you are the prize too, and the right man won't make you question your value. He'll honor it. But before, why are you overreacting? When a man says, why are you overreacting? He's not trying to understand you. He's trying to shut you down. It's a classic deflection technique used to invalidate your emotions and avoid accountability. Rather than listening to what you're feeling and exploring why, he minimizes your response and makes you the problem. But here's the truth. Feeling strongly, this phrase is dangerous because it makes you second guess your own emotional reality. You begin to ask yourself, am I too sensitive? Did I blow this out of proportion? Should I just let it go? And while introspection is healthy, emotional gaslighting is not. Over time, this kind of language erodes your confidence, weakens your voice, and forces you to shrink in order to keep the peace. Let's be clear, just because your reaction is stronger than he expected doesn't make it wrong. Your emotions are valid simply because they're yours. The pain you're expressing may be about a broken boundary, a disrespectful comment, or a deeper wound that resurfaced, and all of those are worthy of compassion, not condemnation. A real man, one who is emotionally mature and secure, leans in when you're upset. He doesn't dismiss your pain. He becomes curious about it. He says things like, tell me what's bothering you, or help me understand how I made you feel that way. He listens not to defend himself, but to build a deeper connection. That's what healthy communication looks like. On the other hand, a man who constantly accuses you of overreacting is telling you that his comfort matters more than your truth. He's saying, I don't want to deal with this, so I'll make you feel guilty for bringing it up. That's not love. That's emotional avoidance and a sign of relational immaturity. Sometimes this phrase is used strategically to manipulate or control. If he can make you feel like you're always too much, then you'll eventually stop expressing anything at all. You'll keep your hurt to yourself, apologize too often, and live in fear of upsetting him just to avoid hearing those words again. But you were not created to walk on eggshells in a relationship. You were created for love that honors your voice, sees your tears, and stands with you in the mess. Not love that shames you into silence. So the next time someone says, why are you overreacting? Remember this. A healthy man listens. A weak man deflects. And a manipulative man invalidates. Don't let anyone turn down the volume on your soul just because they're uncomfortable with the sound. Number 5, you need to earn my trust. On the surface, this statement may sound reasonable. After all, trust is something we build, right? But when a man uses the phrase, you need to earn my trust, as a one-way condition, especially early in a relationship, it often reveals a deeper issue: control, superiority, and emotional imbalance. Let's be clear. Trust should be mutual. It is not a trophy to be earned by jumping through hoops while the other person does nothing in return. In a healthy relationship, both people extend trust slowly, equally, and with openness. It grows through shared experiences, communication, honesty, and consistency, not manipulation, fear, or power dynamics. When a man says, you need to earn my trust, while freely expecting your loyalty, commitment, and emotional labor, it's a red flag. It places the burden entirely on you while giving him a pass to act however he wants until you've somehow proven yourself. This is a dangerous imbalance. It implies that you are on trial and he is the judge, In some cases, this phrase is used to justify distance, coldness, or controlling behavior. If he doesn't return calls, shares little about his life, or keeps you at arm's length, he may defend it with, well, I just don't trust people easily. You haven't earned it yet. Suddenly you're trying harder, over-explaining, or even compromising your values just to gain what should be a basic ingredient of any relationship, mutual trust. Here's the truth. Love is not a performance. You should never feel like you're constantly auditioning to be good enough for someone's trust, attention, or affection. Relationships are not job interviews. You don't have to prove your worth. You are already worthy, and a secure man will see that, not test it. A man who weaponizes trust is often trying to gain emotional control. He may make you feel like you need to earn his love while he gives little in return. He may bring up past wounds or traumas to excuse his behavior, but use your vulnerability against you. This is not building trust, it's emotional manipulation. In contrast, a mature and emotionally healthy man understands that trust is built together. He communicates openly, owns his past, and creates space for you to do the same. He doesn't demand trust from you while withholding it from you. He sees you as an equal, not as a project or a risk to manage. So if a man constantly reminds you that you need to earn his trust, while making no effort to earn or return yours, take a step back. Ask yourself, is this love or is this a power game? You don't need to fight for the basics in a relationship. Real love meets you where you are and walks forward with you, hand in hand, not one above the other. Number 6, I'm not ready for a relationship, but let's see where it goes. This line might sound gentle, even thoughtful. It sounds like he's being honest, maybe even cautious with your heart. But read between the lines. What he's really saying is, I want all the perks of having you without the responsibility of being with you. When a man says, I'm not ready for a relationship, yet continues to call, text, flirt, and spend time with you like he's your partner, he's sending mixed signals on purpose. It gives him access to your time, energy, affection, and even your body, while keeping his freedom intact. This isn't clarity, it's convenience. He may phrase it softly, like let's not rush things, or I've just been through a lot. He might even compliment you in the same breath. You're amazing, but I just need time. And while it's true that healing and self-awareness matter, you need to ask yourself, why is he involving you in something he's not ready for? This type of man wants the emotional intimacy, the loyalty, the comfort of your presence, but without the label or the accountability that comes with commitment. In other words, he wants boyfriend privileges without being your actual boyfriend. And here's the danger. You start holding space for him. You wait. You hope. You keep proving you're worth it, thinking that one day he'll be ready. But in reality, he's made no promises, no plans, and no commitments. You're emotionally investing in someone who's only partially present. Let's be honest. If he's not ready for a relationship, he shouldn't be starting anything emotional or physical with you in the first place. A man who is truly respectful and self-aware won't drag you into his uncertainty. He'll work through his issues privately and come to you when he's whole, not broken and unsure. You deserve clarity, not confusion. You deserve someone who says, I want you, and I'm ready to build something with you, not someone who leaves you questioning your worth every time they pull back. Ambiguity is not romantic, it's emotionally draining. Ambiguity. A man who says, let's see where it goes, without a clear intention, is usually hoping you'll settle for less. less commitment, less consistency, less clarity. But don't, because the longer you wait for someone to choose you, the longer you delay the love that's already aligned with you. Remember, you are not a placeholder. You are not a trial version of someone's future. You are the full package right now. And a man who recognizes your value will never respond with uncertainty. So when he says, I'm not ready, but let's see where it goes, the right response isn't okay. The right response is, then I'm not waiting, I'm moving forward. Number 7, if you really love me, you'd... At first, this phrase might sound like a heartfelt plea, but in reality, it's one of the most dangerous forms of emotional manipulation. Whenever someone says, if you really loved me, you'd... They are no longer speaking from a place of love. They are speaking from a place of control. This statement is a classic guilt trip. It subtly suggests that your love is only proven if you do what they want. Whether it's compromising your values, giving in to pressure, or tolerating behavior that hurts you, this phrase turns love into a transaction. It says, my comfort matters more than your boundaries. True love does not demand, it respects. It doesn't manipulate you into decisions that make you uncomfortable. It never asks you to silence your voice, betray your instincts, or sacrifice your dignity to prove your feelings. Love, in its purest form, gives freedom. It does not chain you to guilt. Let's break it down further. When a man says, if you really loved me, you'd, what he's doing is creating a false condition for love. He's weaponizing your emotions and using your affection as a tool to get what he wants. This tactic is often used to pressure you into things like ignoring red flags, excusing his toxic behavior, rushing into physical intimacy, or giving him trust he hasn't earned. This is not love, it's emotional manipulation, and it's one of the most subtle and painful tools used in unhealthy relationships. It's especially harmful because it targets your goodness. You want to love well, be loyal, and show commitment, and he uses that desire against you. Here's the truth. Love doesn't need to be proven with sacrifices that cost your peace, self-respect, or voice. Real love is seen in how someone listens, shows up, respects your boundaries, and grows with you. It is demonstrated, not demanded. If someone ever says to you, if you really loved me, you'd, stop and ask yourself, why do I need to perform to earn love here? If love is being used as a bargaining chip, it's no longer love, it's manipulation. You deserve someone who says, because I love you, I would never pressure you. Someone who values your peace over their pride, your boundaries over their desires, and your well-being over their momentary needs. So don't fall for emotional blackmail dressed as intimacy. Don't confuse pressure with passion. And don't let anyone use the words, I love you, as a leash to control your actions. The kind of love you deserve is the kind that says, I love you, and I want what's best for you, even if it's not always what I want. Anything less is not love. It's a performance, and you were not created to be anyone's puppet. If a man consistently uses phrases like, you're too sensitive, my ex was crazy, you'll never find someone like me, why are you overreacting, or if you really love me, you take it as your divine signal to walk away, not to negotiate. These aren't just words, they are weapons wrapped in charm, used to confuse your worth and manipulate your heart. Don't fall into the trap of trying to prove your value to someone who doesn't even recognize it. Real love honors you, listens to you, and grows with you. You don't need to shrink yourself to be loved or stay silent to be accepted. You are worthy of peace, clarity, and someone who doesn't play games with your emotions. So walk away not in bitterness, but in wisdom, with your head held high and your heart intact. Let's pray. Lord, give me the strength to release what's not aligned with your best for me. Open my eyes to manipulation, my ears to your voice, and my heart to healthy love. Help me walk boldly toward the life and relationship you've called me to, one filled with honor, peace, and true commitment. In Jesus' name, amen.